Welcome to a brand new month of April. Hello, everyone. Wherever you are enjoying the Easter holiday, it's the first of the business week, but it's across the board. The public holiday markets and businesses still closed for this very long holiday, and that comes to an end in the next 24 hours. I am boasting of It's good to have you here on Business Morning, Nigeria's Channels Television. Let's get to see where we are at the moment. The issue around VAT, what you call the tax amnesty, is one story in the news that came over the weekend. Nigeria's Finance Minister, Kemi Adeosun, says the Nigerian government is considering, currently reviewing, to put it appropriately, a request by state governments and private sector for an extension of the tax amnesty program, the voluntary assets and income declaration scheme. According to the Finance Minister, the federal government is reviewing the numerous extension requests which have cited some logistic challenges, such as non-availability of the declaration forms in some states and the declaration of public holidays to commemorate Easter, end of quote. The Finance Minister there, of course, in a press statement released by her Public Relations Unit, says there are requests that some of these forms are not available and that the public holidays might have affected that. Remember, effectively, the VAT program was signed into Executive Order 29th of June last year. Also have a 9-month duration, and that expired on the 30th. That was last Friday. Of course, we were all over that last week here on Business Morning, and a partner and West Africa tax leader for Deloitte Nigeria, Yomi Olugbenro, here on the show, asked the federal government to extend the VAT deadline by another 3 months. Now, on the second day, which was a Saturday, the Ministry of Finance issued a press statement, of which we just summarized a about 6-paragraph statement saying the government is considering this extension request by a number of state governments because of logistics problem and the last-minute rush by a number of corporates and individuals to comply with the tax amnesty, which the federal government has repeatedly says there will be no extension. So, will the Buhari's administration blink on this VAT program? We'll know from tomorrow when we're all back to formal business. The finance chief says tax evaders risk the forfeiture of their assets and, of course, prosecution. The government says it will be a name, shame, and prosecution when the VAT deadline expires. And let's move on to the state of the budget. Where are we with the 2018 budget? We expect the Senate to make good its promise to keep to the timetable set before they went on the long Easter vacation. The markets and businesses will resume tomorrow, but the legislators will not be coming back to the chambers until the 10th of April. So that gives us about 10 days from now. We'll see where they'll come up. Then, before the holidays, they said the deliberations will continue. They fixed the 19th of April for the various committees from the House, upper and the lower houses to meet together on April the 19th for the joint budget deliberations and pass the budget, a likely passage on April the 24th. Before the holidays, the President, Muhammadu Buhari, asked all MDAs to submit their details of their budget to the National Assembly immediately. That was the upper 2 Fridays ago, and also submit themselves for what you called deliberations or debate at the Assembly to make sure that all is cleared, the course is cleared for that. So we're looking at this calendar, April the 19th and April the 24th, as we get the new month and the new quarter underway. What do we have as far as the credit report is concerned? The central bank over the weekend also released its Nigeria's first quarter credit report, giving some data or information regarding the level of credit in the banking sector. The report says local banks post higher default rate on credit card loans, overdrafts, and personal loans to households. That's the headline, or in summary, what that report actually stated. Banks' losses on loan default worsened in the first quarter, according to the report from the financial regulator. Demand by households for mortgages or refinancing existing mortgages went higher in the first quarter. The central bank made this report available, and you can read that up. Demand, however, for purchase of new houses also, however, decreases. So folks were asking for loans or credit for mortgage or refinancing mortgage, but the decline for the purchase of new houses actually decreases. Households' demand for consumer loans, however, rose in the first 3 months of the new year. You'll know why that is expected. January is considered the longest month, so when folks went on a lot of spending in December to the first few weeks of January and pay school fees and whatever, then they're approaching the banks for credit, for what you call consumer loans, and that went up in the first 3 months of this year, of course, effectively March the 31st. Demand for corporate lending also went higher, according to the report, by SMEs, the small and medium enterprises and large firms. This shows that in the first quarter, companies were asking